Warning: the following context may include scary sequences of light horror and many thrills. Some gruesome descriptions involving children may be present in some chapters. Some material may be unsettling to certain audiences. But don't worry, everything will be okay. Probably. Chapter 26. Willow. Martha's Perspective. The night drags on as Kiri continues to walk the trail to our next spot, the willow tree. He says this place is peaceful and will provide us with good shelter, so he decides to get us there at night rather than stop for sleep. My body is still in shock from the circus. That was definitely my least favorite place here. If Kiri wasn't a werewolf, there's no way we would have made it out. No wonder they sent us to the circus. The moon has fully taken over the sky, accompanied by many sparkling stars. Even though I don't have to walk, my body still aches. I'm not used to doing this much cardio. We're here, Kiri says. You still awake? I lift my head from his fur. Yep, I say, wiping my eyes in an attempt to look more presentable, but who am I kidding? I look terrible. Okay, Kiri says, crouching so I can hop down, right through these bushes. I gently brush the leaves out of the way and gasp as I enter the most magical view I have ever seen. A glowing blue willow tree, at least 3 times the size of most trees, sits in the center with a clear stream cutting through the valley. Fairies of all sorts fly around, carrying flower petals, dewdrops, leaves, and other items. These fairies are small, however, not human-sized like the ones we encountered on the trail. The valley is surrounded by other bushes and trees, covering it from the rest of the maze, I'd assume. The library was nice, but this place doesn't fit in here at all. At least not from the places I've seen. It's too pure. Hello? Kiri says, and a couple of fairies nearby stop and look at us. A purple fairy with spiked hair comes closer to us, hovering a few feet away. You possess something with negative energy, he accuses us. What type? I ask. He looks at me, waves his hand at me, then looks intently at Kiri. How rude. You have great pride. It's overbearing. Kiri's eyes tighten and his nose twitches. It's not your business. Kiri, I say harshly. We're trying to be friendly. What's going on? You can't have the coins, and so what if I'm a little prideful? Kiri states, looking the fairy back in the eye. Oh, so the coin's feeling is pride. Cool. It's fitting that it didn't attach to me. Despite people's assumptions, I struggle quite a bit with confidence. We cannot provide care for anyone holding negative energy. One must let go of his pride and anger or ill intentions to be welcomed here, the purple fairy says. Well, we can't just let the coins go. She needs them, Kiri says, nodding his big wolf head towards me. I see, the spiky hair fairy says, scratching his head. Allow me a moment to consult our majesty. Majesty? I repeat. Yes, our fairy queen. Interesting, this place has a whole system of its own. Kiri and I wait patiently near the entrance. I feel as though I'm going to fall over and collapse into an endless sleep. Kiri nudges me with his shoulder. Stay awake. Sorry, I say, stretching. I'm so tired. And why are you all protective and boastful? His head drops, sighing. It's easier to tap into the pride that comes from the coins than to suffer from the sorrow that comes from the book. I'm sorry, though. I shouldn't get all snappy and stuck up. I give him one firm pat on his big furry back. It's okay, that makes sense. But I'd really like to sleep, so can we try to get on their good side? I ask him. A few more minutes pass, and I'm beginning to think this majesty of theirs was just a way to escape talking to us. I sit down and play with some grass on the ground. It must be at least 2 a.m. I'm not sure, though. My phone died a while ago. Martha, Kiri says, tapping me with his paw. I look up to see the purple fairy accompanied by a golden fairy in a silky dress with beautiful pink wings. I stand to my feet and bow. I'm not sure what to do in the presence of a queen fairy, so I went with the first thing that popped into my head. "Hello, dears," she says, spreading her arms out, welcoming us. "I hear we have a misunderstanding?" "Yes," the purple fairy says, putting his hands on his hips. "You see, Majesty, they tried to bring the circus coins into the Willow, and—" The queen fairy cuts him off. "I'm sure there is good reason for such actions, Henry. We mustn't rush to any conclusions." "Yes, but he said he won't give them up, so once again she puts her hand out for him to pause. "Deep breath, Henry. Let's let them explain." She turns her gaze to us, waiting for a reply. "Your Majesty," I begin, "my friends and I are attempting to escape this curse. We need something from each section of the land. So yes, we have the coins from the circus, and we need something from you too. If you'd be ever so kind to give it to us." I try to make my words sound respectful, but I'm sure I just sound like a fool. "Ah, I understand," she tells us, smiling and folding her hands together. "But you must understand that our system cannot function with any negative forces present. So could we leave the coins outside the bushes?" I look to Kiri, his big eyes tense. "Is there a safe place we can put them?" I ask her. "We have boxes. The coins are probably small enough to fit." I agree, and we stash the coins outside the circle of trees and bushes. The queen fairy shows us around the tree, which to them is like a palace. It's so beautiful and magical. One branch even has a playground for the children fairies with a smaller branch going down as a slide. I try not to act as though I'm asking too much from them. "Would it be all right if Curie and I spent the night here? I'm awfully tired, and we haven't gotten much rest." The queen fairy smiles softly. "Well, you can't sleep here when you're that big." She points to the size of me, and especially Curie. "We could just lay on the ground. We wouldn't be a bother." I try to reassure her, but she just laughs. With a snap of her fingers and a dash of sparkling dust, Curie and I begin to shrink until we are the same size as the fairies. We land on a branch and do our best not to fall off. Although we are small, we don't have wings like the rest of them. "Follow me," she tells us, and we scurry behind her. I also notice that Kiri has transformed back into his human form, with the branches blocking the moonlight. Him and I look at each other and laugh, because this is crazy. She walks us to a hole in the tree. In it is a small room with several beds, couches, and a nice bathroom. Oh, how I've needed to pee. "Stay here the night. We'll discuss the item you seek in the morning. I can tell your journey has been long. Please, let us allow you some peace." It might be how tired I am, but tears begin to well in my eyes from how thankful I am. She wishes us a good night and flies off. "This is insane," Kiri says, running to a twig and flower petal couch, jumping on it. What for, I'm not sure. I giggle and fling myself onto the bed, which is very squishy and comfortable. "I'm peeing, then going to sleep. Dibs on the one with the orange leaf as a blanket," I tell him. He laughs. "Sounds good. I'm going to crash and hopefully not dream of the evil clowns trying to kill me." "Ha! Same here," I tell him and walk to the bathroom. Chapter 27. I hope you're not claustrophobic. Tori's perspective. Tune in tomorrow.